and that's just too much.
I'm envious of that, to be honest with you. Knowing you guys get to go to work, I don't, which means that little extra money that I was enjoying having come in, I don't get that right now.
Yeah, but but how does your retirement shit?
It won't
go?
affect that.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
The only
Like my
difference is
service
the little
connection,
bit.
it won't do that either.
Yeah, no, none of that's going to happen. And that's what's annoying. But like I said, I enjoyed that little extra money. We were, I was getting way ahead pretty quickly. And all of a sudden this went down. And, I looked at the kids on my school bus and I'm like, hey, good news, bad news. And they go, well, what's the bad news? I go, well, what's the good news? I say, hey, school's you probably are going to get shut down for a few weeks. And originally I said 3. And they're like, oh, yay. And I go, what's even better news? They go, what? And I go, I don't have to look at you for 3 weeks.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really glad he doesn't talk about me, though.
I'm brutal with those kids.
Oh, my God.
There's some kids on some of these routes that are just whatever. But they end up being pretty.
You have to explain that.
No, that's another time. But I wish I was out there doing something and working. So it doesn't matter what I've set myself up. You can sit at home all day and enjoy it, and I do. But I still need something going on in my life, and it has to be outside of my house.
Hence all the Lego trips lately.
Oh, man. That lady hates me now.
The Lego Village that we want to.
Oh, yeah. We're looking at our new themed Lego Village we're looking at doing. That's how bored we are.
Hey, I'm on that boat, too. I almost took your idea to heart of putting a table in here in the lounge and having a big bunch of Legos just we can all build with. But then I looked at how expensive that was.
Jay, did we just lose Jay?
No, my phone's about to die.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. Good night, Jay. You come. Okay.
Just
Are you going to bed?
Okay. He'll just sit here we're going to talk till he dies.
All right.
So,
Is that the young one? Yeah.
is that the young one?
The young one.
Technically, I'm the youngest one.
No,
Yeah.
actually, no. Is Jay the young one?
No, I'm the
No.
youngest.
You are.
Jay is like 8 months older than me.
Oh,
What?
bastards.
Yeah. You are slightly older, Jeff. Slightly.
I'm 48. How old are you?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, are you older?
No.
Earl, you're like 46, aren't you?
No.
No.
5. 4?
No. Close
3.
to 46.
Is this
I got
Picard?
2.
No. Close to 46.
Oh,
Close to 46.
that's still 45. You could just say 45.
No, I don't want to
I'm
make
45 and
you
3/4.
are.
No. Oh, yeah. No, I'm enjoying this coronavirus, to be honest with you. It does weed out the herd in a bad way, but yet in a good way. I've saved a lot of money on gas because I ain't
Not
going
as much.
anywhere.
It costs you not working, I suppose.
Yeah. And I do call it the Thanos moment
Right.
in our lifetime right now. And they're saying it's sparking up again in China, by the way. Did you hear it? Just had
It
a
is.
God, no, I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
I just-
That's because they opened up McDonald's and Starbucks. They opened them back up.
yeah, instantly, bam.
Starbucks
Yep.
is giving free coffee.
You thought I was gone, fuckers.
But
And
that's just it. It's a virus. Like,
Well, so this people, one of two things is going to happen. This is some of the experts I've been watching. I'm by no means an expert, but one of the two things is probably going to happen. It's either going to go away permanently at some point, like the plague, or it's going to become part of our rotation. And because we've been exposed to it, it'll be like any other cold or flu that we get. We're able to fight it off. My guess is the latter. I think it's going to become part of our ecosystem. Those that survive. Those that get sick and survive will never get it again, at least not that version. But it's going to mutate just like the flu virus does. Not to say it's the same as flu. I've been looking at all the stuff. It is worse than the flu, way worse, and what it does to you. But the statistics are we're still going to be okay, and we could use with a little decimation. But,
go for 10 years and then it's going to come back.
I'll agree. I think it'll be in a cycle.
yeah.
At least you have to expect it to be, because if you don't, then you're the fool.
Now I'm kind of hoping I caught it. I got really sick, but it was like a year ago. So it must have just been the regular flu. It couldn't have been this. And I kind of would hope I would get it at my age, because I don't want it rotating back around when I'm freaking 80. And it takes me out then. I guess something will have to. But because the thing that gets people is the fact that there's these 30-year-olds that are dying from this. Doctors who've caught it and other people. A guy caught it at Disney World, and I don't know if he's dead or not, but he definitely caught it. That kind of leads to my other subject. Not that it's as important to you guys as it is to me, because we tend to go more often, but the unprecedented closure, and I'd say this is the first major corporate closure of an industry, more before the cruise ships, before everything else. Disneyland and all the other lands in the Disney parks all closed, basically like falling dominoes. It was like Shanghai, Hong Kong, Tokyo, Paris, bam, and then finally got to Anaheim. Although it didn't happen quite in that order. And there's only been like a few other times those places have been closed. Disneyland closed after Jay's dead. Disneyland closed after the assassination of JFK for like half a day. They closed 9/11 for an entire day. Disney World's closed several times, but usually for hurricanes. Then the earthquake that happened in like the 90s during the World Series. I remember that. I forget which one that was. They closed
like
that
93.
day. Yeah.
93, 94.
Was it the Reds year, Cincinnati Reds? And
No,
That was the Giants.
Oh, right, because the Reds was 91.
I know this because I was down there when it happened.
Oh,
wait. You talking about the San Francisco? No. I'm sorry. You're talking about
the LA one.
You're talking about the one from the 80s that was the San Francisco Giants. But the one that I went through was the big one in 93 or 95 at Pendleton. And let me tell you, man, whew, that was crazy.
I just their closure has got a bunch of people like kind of surprised, like, oh shit, Disney's closing, what the hell? That's why I posted that thing about, oh well, grab your gun and have a seat because we're watching the end of the world. But that leads me to more entertaining information, not fun entertaining, but at least subject matter entertaining. The fact that all of these shows and movies especially are being postponed and or they're being switched to early streaming availability.
Yeah.
And personally, just as a nut, whatever you guys' opinions on this is, I'm not down with paying $20 for a rental. Just not going to do it. I can't bring myself to do it. I'll just wait till onwards on Disney Plus, and I'm not going to bother doing that. Now, if they want to release it to purchase, like Birds of Prey was released early, to purchase for $20, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead, Jim.
Bloodshot also
is that good? I was wondering about that.
No, I don't know. It's for purchase only. It's the Vin Diesel one.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You can either buy it for $20 or wait till June. Was it June?
Mm-hmm.
To rent it. June. That's like 3+ months away from now.
Yeah, we might be dead by then. We don't have time.
It's usually you can buy a movie and then like a month later rent it, or within a couple of weeks rent it. This is like
but
2
Onward is different though. Onward, now you can buy it, right?
Right.
But you wait till a couple of days, like April 3rd, and on Disney Plus, it's free.
Yeah, that's for the people who
Well,
just want
Disney's putting a lot of these movies out, like Frozen 2, because their PR has gone so bad and so much stuff is going on.
I took advantage
and bravo
of it.
for them.
Yeah, don't hate a hater. We watched it.
Who's hating? I'm just pointing out what Disney did. I watched it too. Trust me, I got up early to watch it.
I'm really glad these conversations have pretty much gone the same way they do in person. Really, Jay's tuned out for arguing. This has all gone exactly like it does if we were all sitting here right now.
But my point is, like, I saw Frozen 2 when it came out, and bravo for Disney putting it out. Not that good, but it was still, I enjoyed watching it.
Right.
But like Bloodshot, and I think a few other movies either got pushed back till December.
Yeah.
October, December area, like the new James Bond, that got pushed way out.
Yeah. Wonder Woman got pushed to August.
Yeah, but some of these they're just probably going to do what you were talking about, release them on streaming. But you're right. I don't know about paying $20 to watch something on my TV. I like TV, but And I
if you
make
think
better
about it,
popcorn.
technically it is cheaper because think about it. We go buy the ticket; those are like at least $11, and then if you get anything to eat at all, you're paying like 25. So it's actually about the same or cheaper to do it this way. It's a fundamental thing in our head because we're used to being. I call it the drive-in mentality, the drive-in movie mentality.
Yeah.
What happened when we went to the drive-in movies? We packed every motherfucker into that car, and everybody we could squeeze. We put people in the trunk
Yeah.
to get in there. So a B210 could get into a drive-in with like 10 people and pay $5. And that's the mentality we're in. Speaking of which, why don't they bring back drive-in theaters? That seems like good social distancing to me.
The only drive-in theater is in.
I think that one's closed. The one over in southern, where is it at? Oh fuck, I forget. Over heading toward the McMinnville Air Museum.
I've been to that one and I loved it.
I tried to go a few years ago. We got stuck in line and they pulled up before we got up there.
I got there about 5 hours before the movie started in Newburgh and got a decent spot in the Jeep. I went to Fred Meyer's because there's one like across the street from it. Got myself some food and stuff to drink. Went and watched a movie, and I was like, "This is awesome." But but you're right. I mean, I guess if I'm spending $20 to watch a movie here to rent, that's fine because you're right. I didn't think about the food that I'm saving and all that other crap. That's pretty.
But we still can't. We're programmed to not allow that. Like I'll rent it $6, but I'm not renting it for 20. That's been programmed into us.
Currently, yeah.
Yeah, but some early now. I'm assuming because I mentioned it before and you didn't say anything. Have you seen Birds of Prey?
No.
It was entertaining. I dare say I liked it a little better than Suicide Squad, which I like Suicide Squad. I wasn't one of the haters on it, mostly because of Margot, but I love the Joker as well. I will say, just as a caveat, potential spoiler, the Joker's not there. Like, he's not in it at all.
Right.
I was really hoping Jared Leto would show up for at least some flashback of the scene. They did take a couple scenes from Suicide Squad, but it was funny. You know what? Have you been watching the Harley Quinn cartoon? You probably haven't. Here's another app on the DC Universe app. It's Harley, and the Harley Quinn cartoon is awesome. It's a rated R cartoon. It's freaking funny. And Birds of Prey actually kind of plays out similar to the cartoon. Not that you'd be able to know and compare that, but I would recommend Birds of Prey. It's stylistically a little Pulp Fiction-y, where it kind of jumps around. And she's Harley's narrating the whole thing, Margot Robbie. And it occurred to me when I thought about recommending this movie, and everyone hated on Suicide Squad so much, it's really the reason why we know her name. Yeah, we remember her from Wolf of Wall Street. How could we forget? But we really know her name because of Suicide Squad. And then she did I, Tonya and all that great stuff. So she loves playing that character in the same way Ryan Reynolds loves playing Deadpool.
Good.
And you can see it. And she was able to be that character as a less of a sex symbol as she was in the first one, and more of, that kick-ass kind of thing. I think some of the casting was a little weird. But other than that, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And it was definitely worth, I'd say, a purchase, not necessarily a $20 rental, although I think it's all available for cheap rent at this point, because I think it already came out before. So I would definitely rent it, if not buy it. But I bought it.
I'll rent it when it's rentable. It's not rentable yet.
Oh, it isn't? Okay.
But when it came to, real quick on Suicide Squad, my only complaint with Suicide Squad was that they didn't go rated R with it, remember?
Yeah, and they definitely went rated R with this. Absolutely.
Good. Then that's actually good to know. I didn't know that.
It's not as gory as Deadpool, and I wouldn't even put it in the same category as Deadpool as far as really good, but it is good. It's not great, it's good. And it's definitely one of the better DC movies they've come out. It doesn't come anywhere near Wonder Woman or Aquaman, but it definitely hits harder. I like it better than Justice League, without a doubt. And Man of Steel, and so yeah. So it's definitely I enjoyed it. I giggled at it several times. It's pretty funny, especially her. Again, you got to see it. But one of the early scenes is her basically making love to an egg sandwich. She's talking about how great this egg sandwich is, and it's just wonderful. It's so funny. But what you said you've been watching old stuff. Hi, Earl.
Hey,
Hey, it's
Hey.
Earl's crotch, everybody. There we go.
Pulling
Sit
those
down, buddy.
pants up.
what's that?
Pervert.
Nothing. We were just watching your crotch.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Well, we watched a movie the other day called Anna.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's like this Russian spy lady. She's a mom. It turned out really good. Like I was like, oh wow, this is good. Because when I first saw the previews of it, I'm like, no. And then I saw it come out on like what, Netflix or HBO. I think it was HBO. And I was like, oh, well, let's watch it. And I was like, damn, this is really good. So, the other thing I started watching, Westworld season.
Oh,
What?
I have
3?
not seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen after the second season.
Daddy's up again.
Well, I started it and then I stopped because what I realized is I can't do week to week shows like this. I like to watch. I will wait 3 or 4 weeks and then watch 3 or 4 episodes so
You
I
like to
can
binge.
really get into it. Yeah, I need to get into it, and then I can go to, okay, I'll wait a week. But if I have to watch one episode and then wait for another week, I'll lose interest real quick. I've learned that about me. So if like these people wanted to release 3 or 4 episodes right out the gate to get people okay, then go week to week, I'm into that. So far, and I know you guys said you haven't seen it, so I'm not gonna say crap about it. I'll say that it's looking real good. The storyline's pretty good. But again, I only watched 1 episode and I can't remember if the other episodes are out. And but like I love Westworld. I like the original back in the day with the original movie when it came out. So the series has been pretty good, and I like the series because I like the actors in it.
I tell you what, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, and
Yep.
I'm gonna come back with another recommendation because I have a trade paperback comic book I picked up the other day, and I totally would recommend it. It's fun. Just hang on, I'll be right back. Still recording.
This is what Jason. This is what I'm reading.
The Old Guard.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel. Opening
what is
Fire.
it, though?
It's called Book 1, Opening Fire. I just got to start reading it again. It's basically I'll have to tell you, I'll have to bring it up next time I'll read it. That should be something we do is everybody finds a comic that they're going to read
Yeah.
and then give a narrative and give an idea about it.
What is that one though?
Not too sure. It's by the comic group called Image. Well, it's been a while since I started reading it, and I just stopped for a while, and now I got to get back into it again because I want to start writing my book.
Yeah. How's your comic shit going?
Well, I haven't been to school, and I've realized I've been telling Sam I got to go back to school. I got to get back into the comic thing or the book writing thing because the book I want to write, which I think I ran by you guys, I came up with some other ideas that are just phenomenal. As far, when I think about it, I'm like, oh, that's really good. And usually I'll run it by people to see if it clicks with them. And so far I've been pretty solid on my click.
Yeah. What's
this book.
stopping you from just like making something going?
Well, it's hard for me because I lose focus. So
Right.
we're going to a pot shop and we're going to start looking for the weed called Focus.
Yeah, baby. As you should.
CBL, what's it called? What's CBD?
CBD.
CBD or
No,
THC.
That's not what you need.
Now,
I need the good stuff.
I'll let you borrow it. I guess I probably shouldn't say that. So they want you to buy this stuff.
No, Jeff, just start writing. Do
Oh,
it.
sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
Yeah, I got it.
You know what you shared with us in the past?
Yeah.
You have a great concept for either a short story, long story, or even a comic book. However you go with it.
Let me run this by you guys real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. What's your idea?
Between chapter 1 and chapter 2, I was really hung up because I knew that at the end of chapter 1, I wanted my character to die, right? He was going to die. That was part of the book. End of chapter 1, dead. Chapter 2 was basically the title of the whole book. It was also going to be chapter 2. Wake. Not woke. Fuck woke. Only wake. Okay? It's going to be called Wake because he's going to wake at a location that he's familiar with. I won't get too detailed into it. But the reason when he meets the people that collect him, he's going to get into a conversation with them. And what he's going to learn is that he's been out. It's been 2 or 3 hours since he woke woke up, basically. Okay. His awakening was 2 or 3 hours. He's like, well, I've been dead for 3 hours. And they're going to be like, yes. And they say, the problem is we can't collect you until you wake. Your body, your soul just sits in a place,
like
can't
limbo?
be touched by either good or evil until you wake. And once you wake, and so he's going to learn like that there's, souls all over the state, country that are still in a sleep state because they have not recognized that they're officially dead until they wake, and then they have to get collected. So it's chapter 2's basically tailoring it to that particular aspect where instead of just dead awake, no, you're dead. And then eventually your soul recognizes that once you wake up and stuff like that.
You got to find your place in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I've been tinkering with the whole using it to learn as he's going back to the grotto, which then again, it's been,
No,
I think I read some of that.
Don't stop. Do not stop with what you're doing.
You're right.
Just, even if it's putting it down on paper, no one else is going to see, put it down on paper.
I've been
Or,
taking
typing on the internet, whatever you got to do.
What I got to do is at least an hour a day. And to give you a heads up of where I'm at, I moved my laptop from here to over there to prepare for my hour a days.
Dude,
all work and no play makes Jeff a dull boy.
telecommute, bitch.